Pablo Emilio Escobar Gaviria was born on December 1, 1949, in Rio Negro, Colombia, and raised in a nearby town called Envigado. His father was a poor farmer, and his mother a schoolteacher. From a young age, Pablo had an unusual ambition. He wanted to be rich, no matter the cost. By his teenage years, he was already involved in petty crimes, selling fake diplomas, stealing tombstones, and smuggling cigarettes. But it was in the 1970s that he found the path that would make him both a billionaire and the world's most wanted man: cocaine. The birth of the Medellin cartel. In the mid-1970s, Escobar joined forces with other smugglers to form the Medellin cartel. This organization would go on to dominate the global cocaine trade. Escobar had the vision, ruthlessness, and logistics to move tons of cocaine from Colombia into the United States, using secret airstrips, submarines, and even hidden compartments in commercial planes. By the early 1980s, he controlled about 80% of the world's cocaine supply. His weekly income was estimated at over $400 million. He became so rich that he reportedly spent $2,500 every month on rubber bands, just to bundle his cash. At his peak, Escobar's net worth was around $30 billion, making him one of the richest men in the world. Robin Hood of Medellin. Despite his bloody business, Escobar was loved by many poor Colombians. He used his fortune to build schools, hospitals, housing, and soccer fields for the people in Medellin's slums. Locals called him El Patron, or the boss, and even saw him as a Robin Hood figure, stealing from the rich to give to the poor. But his kindness came with a price: silence and loyalty. Anyone who opposed him, betrayed him, or stood in his way met a brutal end. Plata o plomo, silver or lead. Escobar ruled with the philosophy plata o plomo, which means silver or lead. In simple terms, take my bribe or take my bullet. He bribed politicians, police officers, judges, and anyone who could help his empire. Those who refused were assassinated, often in public, to send a message. He ordered bombings, kidnappings, and massacres that killed thousands. His cartel was responsible for the deaths of countless civilians, law enforcement agents, and government officials. One of his worst crimes was the 1989 bombing of Avianca Flight 203, killing 110 people, including innocent passengers, all in an attempt to assassinate a presidential candidate. The billionaire congressman. In 1982, Escobar tried to clean his image. He was elected as an alternate member of Colombia's Congress, but his past quickly caught up with him when a journalist exposed his criminal history. Furious, Escobar ordered the journalist's assassination, and from that moment his war with the Colombian state truly began. The government turned against him, and he became the target of both Colombian and U.S. authorities. The prison he built for himself. Under heavy pressure, Escobar agreed to surrender in 1991 on the condition that he wouldn't be extradited to the U.S. The government agreed, and Escobar was imprisoned in a luxury facility he built himself, La Catedral. But this was no ordinary prison. It had a soccer field, a bar, a jacuzzi, and a waterfall. Escobar continued running his drug empire from inside, throwing parties and living like a king. When the government realized what was happening and tried to move him to a real prison, Escobar escaped, disappearing into the mountains with his loyal men. The hunt and death of a drug lord. For the next 16 months, Escobar was the subject of an intense manhunt. A special task force called Search Block, supported by the U.S., tracked him down through phone calls and informants. On December 2, 1993, a day after his 44th birthday, Escobar was found hiding in a middle-class neighborhood in Medellin. As police closed in, he tried to escape across rooftops, but he was shot and killed in a fierce gun battle. To this day, there's debate about whether he was killed by the police or took his own life with a gunshot to the head. Legacy, fear, fortune, and folklore. After Escobar's death, the Medellin cartel collapsed, and Colombia slowly began to recover from years of terror. But Escobar's image remains powerful, a mix of fear, fascination, and legend. His former estate, Hacienda Nápoles, is now a theme park. The hippos he imported still roam wild in Colombian rivers. His story has inspired movies, songs, and the Netflix series Narcos. Some still see him as a hero of the poor, others as a monster who brought death and chaos. In truth, he was both. A man who built a kingdom out of cocaine and died trying to hold it.